And
Are we ready?
I think so.
Welcome to the CVV Annual Meeting. And I just wanted to do a couple housekeeping things. If you don't mind, mute yourself in case there's any noises and stuff in the background. Turn your cell phones off. And if you have any questions, there's the chat room. You can add to the your questions there. And we'll probably have questions and answers at the end of the presentation. So now I turn the meeting over to Marilyn, our past 2021 president.
well, thank you for coming tonight. It's good to see you all. Wow, we've had a pretty busy and productive year this last year, and I want to thank my board for their support and the volunteers for their diligence, and we just had a terrific year. So I won't go on any further because we'll have more information as we go through this meeting that you'll find out what we did and what we're going to do. So before I open the meeting, I want you all to know that there's a door prize tonight, but you're not going to find out who gets it until the very end. Hang in there. Okay, don't leave early. All right. Okay, so here we go. The minutes were sent out to the board and were approved. There were no corrections, so they have been filed, and we are all set with that. And now I ask Joanne to do, and thank you, Mary Esther, for your diligence. You did a great job this last year, and thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
Yay. Joanne, would you like to give the treasurer's report?
Yes, thanks, Marilyn. Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to let everybody know that financial reports, including a budget management review, are generated in QuickBooks on a monthly basis. They are reviewed by the board, edits are made, and then accepted by the board for filing. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Kathy Geddes, our new president, or myself, Joanne Wasak, if you have any questions about our reports or filings. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. And now I'm going to turn it over to Fiona Hughes, who is a member of our outreach committee. She is going to give us a short presentation. Fiona?
Fiona, I made you the host so you can share your screen.
Great. Thank you so much. Cool. All right. Just moving things around here so I can see everything. Do you see this in full screen?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Okay. I can't, so that's annoying. All right. Just give me a second. All righty. I think we got a little time lag going on. I wonder if it's because there's so many people here on this sharing, but anyway, okay. Do you see that as full screen?
Yes, we're good.
Okay, great. Well, we want to, hang on, let's go back to where I was. This is a quick review we're going to do to take a look back at what CVV has really accomplished in 2021. As you know, CVV has a support system that's been increasingly relied upon last year since we did the shelter in place, and extra care was certainly taken to ensure that we did regular check-ins on people for those who wanted it. and to just check on how people were and if they needed anything at all. We made grocery runs and took members to checkups, to the vaccination appointments, and met any of their transportation needs. We also had to increase our tech assistance since members were busy learning how to embrace Zoom and to really stay connected. Oops, sorry, this is, yikes. I'm having problems with keeping these slides in order. They're just racing ahead of me here without anything going on at my end, which is a bit of a, sorry about this. So yeah, we certainly did some socially distanced hikes. We did some safe meetups. Birthday celebrations were continued on the doorstep. And of course, a lot of online gatherings were key. These are the numbers. We've seen a huge growth, a big jump in 2021 in the number of service requests that you'll see here. We've accomplished 346. So that's a huge growth in the service requests. And actually it's approximately 100 more than the prior year. So a big jump. We have 51 members in 2021, and we had 37 volunteers, many of whom were also members. There were 700 service requests that were logged, service hour requests, and the all-important but very little seen back office workforce who really keep the wheels going round, coming in at over 1,000 entirely volunteer hours. So let's take a deeper dive here on how those service requests were made. Certainly 65% of these were driving requests, whether it was to a doctor's appointment, to the grocery shops or beauty salon, or just a run to do errands. So a big thank you to our incredibly generous volunteers who drove over 4,000 miles to accomplish these requests. You'll see the home category is the next one, home assistance. And that could range from anything from, say, fixing those annoying smoke detector batteries. We want to know why they always go off at 3 in the morning, or perhaps taking down a tree limb in the garden or bringing in the holiday decorations from the attic. You'll see here the tech team, 7% of all service requests were for technical support, and a high portion of these seem to be Wi-Fi or printer related, which is interesting. And then miscellaneous is the extra category that you see there. Oh, good grief, excuse me. If I ever had anything on here I didn't want you to see, you would have seen it 3 or 4 times by now. There we go. One click over. All right, so this slide shows some of the amazing events that happened during 2021. And I have to say, led by Sonia Wilkins, who's the event team chief, she managed to do an awesome job in wrangling 37 events last year. And obviously, where we had to shelter in place, we switched from many of our in-person to virtual activities, which included Zoom lunch and learns and some entertainment. These virtual events actually drew heavily on our own members' expertise. We had Judy Disbrow, who was showing how to decorate birdhouses here on the left. And another skill was how to create a charcuterie board, which was brought to us by our very own Joanne Vanis's daughters. So that was kind of an extra special way of leveraging our own in-house talent. There was a musical benefit. We had just for Clayton Valley Village, we had a special concert. And also in addition to that, there were several health and wellness lunch and learns, like keeping your mind sharp and the benefits of energy healing. In fact, we even got shown how to prune your roses and grow plants, I think, in a straw bale. And in keeping with the year's many ups and downs, there was even one on how to downsize. and another one on how to get up from a fall. Where feasible, we were able to meet in person quite a lot. And here you'll see some of our members and volunteers enjoying happy hours. And on the bottom there, that was an R&M Pools hosted plant care session that we enjoyed. Another of the highlights of the year was Arlene's delicious Valentine's Day cupcakes she made for everyone, which were beautifully wrapped and all delivered with love to the members and volunteers. We had hikes on on Black Diamond Mines. You see everybody here. Well, take our word for it. These are our members under the hats and masks. And we completed a virtual Hope Walk. And we even got to enjoy concerts in the park occasionally and did a trip to Bancroft Gardens and accessed the Vitality Society online to help keep us fit. We celebrated members' birthdays with afternoon tea served al fresco style, as well as being able to participate in some of the summer bocce league. And we did various supports of local merchants and happy hours at the Clayton Club and Moracey's and where else? Inca Grill, to name but a few. Here's everyone having a good time, making the most of our local restaurants and supporters. This was a big highlight too, the ice cream social at Bishma's, so much fun. And we all really appreciated a chance to just be out and together again. The hiking group, the explorers group, organized distance hikes and did masked hikes. In fact, we still do that. So we're getting out there in nature and fresh air, which feels wonderful. Nope, not 21. Sorry. Where were we? Oh, yes, the Romeos. Oh, actually, this needs a little word of explanation for any that don't know. With it being Valentine's Day yesterday, we need to expand on this. The Romeos are, in fact, really old men eating out. So lest you get any ideas, ladies. And talking of eating out, after 2 years, we were able to go back to our Sunday supper. And this time it was just for the sheer pleasure of being together again, not as a fundraiser, since we didn't want to burden the vendors with asking for donations after such a tough year. So we looked from within and we amassed our own over a dozen donated door prize baskets, which were won. And it was a really fun evening with another delicious dinner at La Veranda. We had our monthly newsletter online and in print for those that want it that way, which kept us entertained and enlightened with some wonderful tips, tricks, local history, articles, recipes, movie and book recommendations. And Carol Gardner, for instance, wrote about her flight over San Francisco, piloted by her very own grandson. And we ran a novel that was a serial written by our very own Gary Carr. So that was something to look forward to each month and get the next installment on. So it was a pretty amazing year, and I'm really proud of all of our members and the volunteers who kept everyone connected and so well cared for. And with that, we'd like to turn it now over to one of our volunteers, to Bev Adams, so that she can say a few words about why she likes to volunteer for Clayton Valley Village. I'll stop the share and pass it over.
Teamwork.
Hi, I'm Beverly Adams, and I'm a volunteer for CVV. So when I retired, I knew I wanted to volunteer somewhere. And I was pretty specific about what I was looking for. I wanted to serve close to home and have benefit our own community. And I wanted to have a flexible schedule so that volunteering would add to my life and not take over my life. And also, I really wanted a variety of jobs. I didn't just want to go somewhere and do the same thing every day. So I wanted a lot of variety so it wouldn't get boring. And so when I heard about Clayton Valley Village, it was a perfect match for me. I mean, I get to serve our seniors in our community, which I love. And I get to choose the times I want to work. I get to choose the service requests that fit what I want to do. And it gives a lot of variety, you know, even if you're driving a lot, it's always, you know, different people, different places, and for sure, different conversations, which makes it never boring. So anyway, it's just a perfect fit for me. And I guess one final note, and just an added bonus for any volunteer with CVV, is every month we have the social activities that we, you know, everyone gets to enjoy. And it's just, you know, good times with good people. So it's very rewarding to be a part of that.
Thank you. That's great. And now we're going to ask Susan Kendall, who's a member, if she would like to tell about her experiences this year. Susan?
Hello, everyone. I thought I would just make it short. I think so. I started, as you all know, I started as a volunteer with the village back in 2017. And I knew that someday, later in years, I would become a member. But it happened sooner than I had expected. And that was July of last year. The village really and truly is my lifesaver. I'm happy and pleased that I'm a member. And I must say that a few of the volunteers that have been able to come to my rescue, and I want to mention, I mean, I may have missed someone, but there's Rosemary. She's really a kick. Linda gives me good advice, Linda Pinder. Bev, you're very sweet. Jim, he's protective. And Bonnie and Margaret are very gentle. They're gentle. That's how they come across to me. Okay. So I want to thank them and everyone in the whole village that I'm really and truly so grateful. And I push for this village. I keep talking to people to try and get them to become a member. And but thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yay for the village.
Thank you. And thank you, Bev, for adding. And we now know that it's a good village because of you and because of our great members. So now before I go any further, I am glad to hear that Karen Obringer has joined us this evening. She is a member of Concord City Council, and she's also running for supervisor for our district. So we welcome you, Karen.
Thank you so much for having me. And I do just want to share that I'm not just popping in because I'm running for office. You know, I've been really supportive of the Clayton Valley Village concept for years, going back to when I was serving as mayor in 2019. And that's thanks in large part to some of my fellow Seroptimists. So I see Sue Manning on here, as well as Kathy Geddes. So I just want to thank you, and anything that I can do to help spread the word and grow the program. I understand you would like to extend it into Concord, so I'm here to help support that. So that's one of the reasons I'm here tonight. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Karen. And now I would like to announce our volunteers that our board elected this year for Volunteer of the Year. And we have 5. And they are Bev Adams. And if you can wave so that everybody can see who it is, that would be great. Pete Bardia, Diane Berger, Linda Pender, and Jim Whitfield. So I thank you. You've made our village success once more for all your work. And as a token of appreciation, you will be receiving a gift certificate to Genoa Deli. So enjoy a meal on us. Thank you. And now I would like to introduce the new board of directors for 2022. We have Kathy Geddes, president. We have Sonia Wilkin and Sue Manning filling in for our president-elect. We have Arlene Lewandowski for our secretary and Joanne Wasek for our treasurer. And I am sitting in as past president now. And our new board of directors, our new directors are Margaret Bachman, Pete Bardia, Diane Berger, Kim Brezel, Candy Negretti, Linda Pinder, and Joanne Vanis. So we've got a great board and I welcome you. I'm so glad that you've stepped up. And now I'm going to turn the meeting over to Kathy Geddes.
Well, good evening. I'm delighted, a little frantic to become the president for 2022 and to build on the progress made by Marilyn and the 2021 Board of Directors, to whom we owe a collective thank you. I'm excited about the plans and the opportunities we are creating for Clayton Valley Village this year as we tiptoe gently away from the pandemic. The watchword for this year for Clayton Valley Village is growth. We plan to increase the number of both our members and volunteers throughout the Clayton Valley corridor and further into Concord, to develop more programs, events, and services for our members, and to continue outreach to the organizations whose members have real needs for transportation and assistance and companionship. In the last 3 weeks alone, we have grown our membership and now have 55 members and 42 volunteers. We would like to hear from our members about what they want their village to look like and what interest circles, events, and classes they would be interested in so that we can consider making plans to provide these. In a few minutes, we're going to hear from some of our committees to learn what they've been doing and what plans they have for this year. But right now, on behalf of the board, I want to thank our outgoing president, Marilyn, for her continued service. As you may know, Marilyn is also the chairperson of the Member Services Committee, an active member and volunteer, one of the key founding members of Clayton Valley Village, and has been very valuable to our village for over 8 years. It now gives me great pleasure to present and soon deliver to Marilyn this gift of our this token of our appreciation. Thank you so much, Marilyn, for all that you have done.
Oh, thank you, Kathy. Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful year, and I thank everyone for backing me up.
So now we are going to move over to hearing from our committees, and we'll start with the first committee, which is the Events Committee, and we'll be hearing from Sonia Wilkin. You're muted, Sonia.
There she is.
I'm unmuted now?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm going to start by giving a little report on the 20th anniversary meeting that was held this morning over villages across the country. It was so exciting. It was 20th anniversary of Beacon Hill. And because I have props, I just want to show you. This is the actual manual for Beacon Hill that we got in 2014. And this is what guided us to be, for going forward. And it was significant for me personally that the two people that started out the meeting this morning were Judy Willett, who was the director of Beacon Hill and became the director of Village to Village Network. She's the one whom I first met in Oakland and got me started on this whole journey. It was because of her. And then the founding member of Beacon Hill, which is in Boston, Beacon Hill Village, is Susan McWhinney Morse. She's still going strong. And they had the vision to bring neighbors together and just do things that nobody had imagined before. And it was helping people get together and eventually formed a village. I bring that up because, and the first service request, this was so funny. The first service request that came from a potential member was to pick up their betting ticket. She had lost it or she had misplaced it. She couldn't find it. And it was so funny because they said, oh, we don't do that. And the answer was, oh, yes, we do. Anything that can bring peace of mind to our members. And that's what they kept going with through building the network throughout the country, including us. We started our research in 2008. And then, of course, we launched, in 2017. That was a journey. For our events team, we have a committee that has stayed together almost, the entire time. And we have the fun times planning things and then executing on it. We have about 10 people on the events team that we meet monthly. Used to be around my dining room table, and then we went to Zoom and so forth. And then we turned hybrid a little bit. But the events that we have planned in the future include more in-person, hopefully in-person happy hours, definitely the Sunday supper, which we know is going to be a fundraiser this year. Last year, it wasn't a fundraiser and we made $142. I know it well. But next year, we're going to go and ask for money from the people that have supported us. Our local communities have supported us, and I mean the vendors. And they want to help us keep going, just like we want them to keep going. Happy hours have been around here, but not just in Clayton. We're going, more into Concord. We will continue to do that. We will have more presentations and special events going in that direction. And because we have a 5th anniversary coming up, and that's very important to us, May 1st of this year is 5 years since we launched. So we had worked on everything leading up to it for about 3 years to get it in place. And once we launched, which was a big, big party at Endeavor Hall, it was really fun. And we had a lot of supportive people in the community and vendors. This year, our details are still to be worked out, but we are going to celebrate. We're going to have a big party, May 1st or 2nd, somewhere around there. And you will be part of it. You'll know what's going to come on. I think that's about all the projects. Well, like Fiona said, some of the lunch and learn projects and all, we're really under programs. Programs and events have tie in together so much. But the main thing is that we want people to come with their interests, and we have been expanding since the beginning. We've gone from the hiking club to, we still want a mahjong group. Remember, Joanne Vanis, you were going to be head of that once. She plays mahjong, but we don't have our group form. But we, wanted a book club, but we've had a writing club. We had dancing, we've evolved through the year. So we will continue to spark interest for people. That's what we want. We want people to get together in person when possible, more and more. We want that. So we will look forward to next year, this coming year, with more and more events throughout. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. And now we'll go to our member services, which is chaired by Marilyn.
Okay, and I want you all to know that we have updated several pages in our handbooks, and we will make those available to you from our website so you can download them. Now, if you aren't able to do that, if you'll just call our village number and let us know, then we'll make sure that you get those copies. We have the updates to the handbooks. We also have the updated member directory. And we've added 17 new members, and we have 3 more waiting to join. So pretty soon we'll be 20 more, and we'll just keep growing. And I'm looking forward to that. So thank you.
Thanks a lot, Marilyn. And next, Fiona is going to tell us a little bit about the Outreach Committee.
Hello there again. Yeah, Outreach Committee is going from strength to strength. Actually, last year in 2021, Jim and I felt like we really got into our stride as far as the tag team approach with our presentation on Clayton Valley Village, how you become a volunteer, what services are available as a potential member. And Pete was really helpful with all the audio visuals. So he was the third leg of our stool. But we found we had a really warm reception whenever we presented the village and the services. We were talking to realtors, to service organizations, clubs like the Lions and the Elks, who were very, very receptive to our approach and have even given us, awarded us checks as it's showing their support financially, which is great. So we're going to build on that and building awareness as we have in the last year. We placed an article in the local papers. We've used the local Pioneer for several advertisements, and we use social media in the form of patch.com and nextdoor.com as well, of course, as the Pioneer. So some of our near-term targets are as we kind of delve down the Clayton Valley corridor, is to bring awareness into more of the Concord area so we can expand. And we're talking to the Concord Senior Services Organization down there in Concord to see how we can augment what they're doing currently for seniors, as well as talking to some local churches and other such organizations where we can come in and do about a 30 to 40 minute presentation, perhaps while people are having lunch or playing bingo, or just anything that gets the word out to an audience that might have a need for the services or become a volunteer. So that's the plan for the Outreach Committee for the next few months.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Fiona. And last but not least, Sue Manning is going to give us a rundown about the interest circles.
Thank you.
I think Sonia kind of did a lead in.
Oh, everybody's done a little bit of my talk. Thank you so much. Goodbye. No, interest circles. The Explorers group, the hiking and walking group is going strong because it's a wonderful outdoor activity. It's been having great walks and the whole year, and it continues. Bocce will be starting up on March 6th. That's the spring session. It's Wednesday evenings, and the capo is Joanne Vanis. I think you have a full team, don't you, Joanne?
Yes, we have our entire team is returning from last spring. We have 10 members.
Fantastic. The movie group. Jean Boyd heads up our movie group, and she has not felt comfortable going into movie theaters, but now with the mask mandate lifted, maybe we'll feel more comfortable going into the movie theaters very soon. Romeo was mentioned earlier, really old men eating out. I think that's a great name. They meet twice a month and they are enjoying their get-togethers. Armchair Travelers is another interest group that we were really having fun with before the pandemic. And when we feel good about our presentations being inside our travelers' homes again, we'll get on those again. The same with dining out. Our out to lunch bunch was always fun, going to restaurants, and maybe we could start this up now because a lot of the restaurants have the little parklets where we can sit outside, weather permitting. So if any of you have an interest, like Sonia mentioned Mahjong, that you'd like to share with our members, please reach out to me and let's start a new interest circle. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Sue. Okay, at this point, oh, and I just want to say thank you to all the committee chairs. That on top of, you'll see that people wear many hats and give a lot of their time, but I really appreciate all of their all that they do for the entire village. Now I would ask if anyone has any questions that they would like to ask about the Clayton Valley Village, from something you've heard here that you didn't hear enough about, or it piqued some question that you've been meaning to ask. If you'll just raise your, well, do you want to do the chat room, Diane, or do you want to?
Why don't we just have them raise their hand and then take the
unmute them
and unmute themselves? Yeah.
Okay. So does anyone have a question? Arlene.
Yeah, I wondered if Fiona's video presentation is going to be available on our website for members to view.
Yes, I will. Yes.
Yes, in fact, we have a presentation that we gave a few weeks ago that shows the benefits of both volunteering as well as membership, and that's going to be housed permanently on the website so that people can access that. Thank you.
But that one, you know, that one, Fiona, that one is with music. I think the one you did today, I hope to take from the
just as well. I'm a voiceover artist, isn't it? We can put the whole lot together.
So I hope to take from the video today your portion of the presentation and put that up.
Sounds good.
Oh, Joanne Wasik asked a question on what are the fees this year?
Okay, Marilyn, can you answer that, or are we catching you at a disadvantage? Okay.
No, it's $660 per household. That's 2 members. And if it's a single member, it's $480 a year. Then it would be $55 per month for a household and $48 per month for single.
No, 40 for single.
I mean, 40 for single. So I'm trying to get $8 more a month.
Okay, well, thank you. That's a good question there. Thank you, Joanne. Sonia?
I was just going to say that maybe you want to mention that we do have trial memberships too.
Yes, we do, for 3 months. And before the end of the 3rd month, they need to let us know if they want to continue or not. But there's no difference in fees.
Any other questions? Yes, Gary.
Yes, I would just like to say a big thank you, I think from all of us, to Diane Berger for the newsletter, which is really, really, really well done.
Thank you so much.
Very good.
Yes.
I think we need to expand a little bit on that. Diane does a lot of things. She does a lot of the techie things that so many of us haven't a clue about. And she and Bev do the newsletter, which Diane takes care of all the computer end of things that
behind the scenes.
So incredibly helpful.
Yeah.
So incredibly helpful. And I know she spends a lot of time in without necessarily getting any appreciation for it, but just please know that we truly appreciate all you do.
Thank you.
Mhm. Very
Any
much.
other questions?
Yes, when are the dues due?
Well, it depends on whether or not, whether you pay annually or whether you pay by the month. If you pay annually, it's on the anniversary date that you joined, whatever month that might be. And if you're paying monthly, then it just continues. And you don't need to do anything about that if you already have it set up, unless you have a changing card or something to that effect. Is there anything else, Diane or
No,
Marilyn?
yeah, most of our members are May 1st anniversary date, but we do have some members that are, are joined at different months. So you'll get an email like a month ahead when your dues are due. And you can either write a check or you can go onto a monthly payment plan.
Okay, Mary Esther.
Could something, am I muted?
No,
Oh, you're not.
Are you? Okay. Could something be said about the program committee? We had that wonderful class at R&M Pool and Patio. And we had, the getting up from a fall. And then we had that other one from, help me with this, Arlene. Her name was the one, from
Lynette.
The motivation.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you talking about wanting to know what other programs are upcoming in the year, Mary Esther?
No, I wanted to express that we had some wonderful programs this year.
actually, Mary Esther is part of our program committee. Arlene's and Joanne
Arlene.
Vanis.
Yes, Arlene is the chairman of that committee, yes.
Okay, and yes, Betty.
I don't have a question, but I'm just going to say mask mandates end at midnight tonight. Yay!
So where are we going to gather? I said, where are we going to gather? At midnight.
I'm so happy. I have a hard enough time breathing without one.
Another hand up. Was that you, Susan? Did you have your hand up, or Susan Kendall? No? Was there another question anywhere or comment? Sonia.
I have a comment. Yeah, I'm unmuted. I just wanted to mention something that was brought up at the 20th gathering. This is on a more serious note, but they are looking into diversity and inclusion across the country. So just be aware that we should be also looking at it within our own village with expanding and research and stuff. I'm putting it out there because we have not been very diverse in our village. And I think if you look at the board, we're all looking the same. And this is a topic that's important. And it's going to be looked at more, and there are different committees and all of that, but just be aware that we should be looking more at diversity and inclusion.
Thank you, Sonia.
We are beginning to see that.
Anyone else have a comment or a question? Yes, Kim.
Yes, if we ever come across a person that needs the Clayton Valley Village but can't afford it, is there any kind of assistance or a slush fund or donations that can be had for someone who's truly in need?
We have actually talked about that, but we have not implemented it. But we have said that we would want to make that happen. And so I think perhaps that's one of those things that we should look at this year and find a way to to work out a plan for funding it, as well as a criteria for folks who might feel that they need it. Good point, Kim. Thank you.
Welcome.
Anyone else? Okay, well, now we're going to
Sonia.
Sonia.
I keep thinking of a couple of extra comments that I want to make. I just want to stress how this is so much a volunteer village. And one of our goals one day will be to have maybe a paid executive director, maybe a location to have, our meetings and things. Those are all would be success stories if we reach membership of a certain number. We're not there yet, but that's why we have all these wonderful volunteers and have put in, hours and hours. But that's why we've been able to do it. So the more members, and anybody you see as a potential member of Clayton Valley Village, you just have to work a bit on that, So just think of it in those terms, that out there, there are many, many people that would benefit from being part of our village, either as a member or a volunteer, including intergenerational, if we get going on that. So people are out there, they just need to be approached and brought in. That's it.
Very good. Yes, Lynn?
Unmute.
Sonia, what did you mean by intergenerational?
Oh, right from the beginning, we said we would be intergenerational, hoping that we could get younger members working, like teenagers or even below, working with seniors, the senior community. We tried a couple of times with the schools. It didn't quite work, but there's so many programs around that include young people working with the older people, whether tech support, different programs of that nature. And I think, we haven't done very much on that, but I think that could be something that could grow.
After we get out of the pandemic things that we're still under. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
Okay. If we don't have any more questions, we are now going to have our door prize drawing.
And here's a drum roll.
Pete and Bev are assisting me with this. The winner is going to be receiving a gift certificate donated for this occasion by Nicole at R&M Pool in Clayton. And are you ready, Bev and Pete?
Show them the best.
I have here.
Wow.
It's all the participants today, so here they are.
Okay.
I'm stirring them up.
I won't look.
And my lovely young assistant Beverly will grab a name.
Oh boy. The winner is?
I feel like you're a professional, Pete.
It's blank.
Blank?
Okay, somebody showed up. We're ready for it. It was just a dry run. Are you ready?
Yeah. It's going.
Okay.
All right, that one. I got two of them.
Oh.
Marilyn.
Did you fix that?
And your gift, when you return, is right here.
It looks like a rolling pin.
Oh, a very small rolling pin. Well, congratulations.
And thank you, Karen, for joining us this evening.
My pleasure. If I
Okay.
can help with the intergenerational things, let me know.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you.
Okay, well, I think that's it for our the annual meeting that we've planned. I thank you